Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. I'm trying to be over the top happy because I am not over the top happy at the minute, but we'll come to that in a second. Firstly, today is Sunday. What a day of sport we have. Swansea 70.3 is looking like brilliant racing both in the men's and women's pro field and in the age group field as well. We've got the Commonwealth Road Race today, women's and men's. They're both looking like incredible races. What a day! But I've got to do some training. So I've come over to my mother's this morning. She lives about 50 minutes away, so it's a decent drive to bring the camp bed back that I borrowed for the Decker, which was obviously brilliant. But also, she lives in a flat area. So I brought the TT bike. I was going to do a brick session where I was going to use like race-specific equipment, do a little bit of race pace efforts, talk about all of that, show the stuff. I'd even like bought some Gatorade because that's what's on course at Cork 70.3 next week. However, I've come all the way over here and I've forgotten my bike shoes. So I can't ride a bike. So I'm trying to get over that. It's not the end of the world. I'm probably going to either head out on the bike later on today, but just on the road bike from home, or not do it and just ride tomorrow. But I'm going to do the run element of what I'm doing today. Now, I was only going to do 2 or 3 miles of running because I've run like 35 miles this week, which is already a lot more than I've been doing over the last few weeks. But I wanted to test the shoes that I'm thinking about wearing at, well, definitely at Cork 70.3. I'm not sure about Ironman Wales. So like the rest of the age group field in the triathlon world, I've gone for the Nike Alpha Fly Next Percents now. These are the top of the range models, so these are like the race shoes. I think I got them on sale over winter last year for about £130. So I'm not going to spend 300 quid on a pair of trainers. It's just not worth me using those. I've just walked for half a mile in them. I'll tell you why in a second. At Ironman Wales, I'm probably going to be doing a fair bit of walking. At the very least, just through the aid stations. But the very worst, when there's steep hills and when it's getting tough towards the end, I might be doing like a run-walk strategy. So I'm trying to decide if these are the right shoes for me or not. It doesn't help that they're bright yellow and people are like, they stand out and I'm walking and I'll get abuse. But they feel a bit unsteady on the heel. If you've got them, you probably know what I mean. They feel like when you stand on the heel, like this, obviously the foam's really soft and squishy, and when you do that, it's a bit like unsteady. When you're running faster and you land on your midfoot, it's not the end of the world, and when you're sort of half heel striking, it's okay. But when I'm walking like that, I feel like that first little landing bit, it's just unsteady, and I worry that that's going to add up over time and cause me to either be more fatigued or get injured or something. So I'm just trying to decide that. I'm probably going to wear these for Cork, because I know I'm should be able to run a half marathon, but just not sure of the full distance. But anyway, so I've done my half a mile walk. That's not gone on Strava. Now I'm just going to run for 2 or 3 miles. Not super hard. I'm going to try and run at proposed half distance pace, which is about 7.5 minute miling. So I'm just going to stride onto that. If it feels really hard, I'll stop or slow it down, but just to try and get used to what the gait feels like. Anyway, less talk, more action. And I'm not going to kick myself about these shoes too much. Okay, 15 minutes, 2 whole miles run, around 7:20. If I'm honest, it's a joke how much easier it feels in these trainers. If you're not running in like super shoes, I think you're genuinely at a bit of a disadvantage. I know there are lots of different brands and lots of different makes and stuff, but these just feel incredible. I can't believe it, to be honest, but long may that continue. I know it's easy to do 2 miles at planned race pace on a training day when there's no pressure and you've not done anything beforehand, but my legs are feeling quite tight, so I'm relatively happy with that. That takes me up to about 36.5 miles for the week of running, so that's plenty of running. Maybe I'm going to get a ride in later, maybe not. I'm going to head home now because we've got a special guest coming around. See you there.
Right, okay, so how nervous was I before the start?
Evening.
Hi.
You okay?
Yes, thank you.
Where have you been all dressed up?
Out.
I didn't get an invite. Good evening. I haven't been out on the bike this afternoon. Triple Brutal James came around. He was a special guest. And we did a bit of a prep for, well, we actually did his interview for this documentary that probably isn't a documentary, but is a good run through of James's experience at the Decker. We have now this evening walked to the shop to get some, this is really not content, is it? Whatever. Porridge and all the things that we ran out of because Liz is off work. Food shopping has gone to pot, hasn't it?
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, not helped by the fact that I've been left my own devices this evening. Had to create my own tea because Liz was out, and I've ate something that was supposed to be one of the meals for this week. So I'm in trouble because of that.
Well, no, you've ate half the meal. So now I've only got half a meal, and you've ate your half, so the other half's mine.
Whatever. Elizabeth, are you at all surprised about what happened to me this morning?
Not at all.
Why not?
Because you're just on your own planet. Like,
I had so much
predictable.
I had so much to think about. You get really nervous walking past people when I'm vlogging, don't you? I can tell. I just get really over the top confident because I know you're getting nervous. Brilliant. Anyway, I feel like there's something else I was going to ask you about today, but you've been at the bike this morning, haven't you? How far you done, even? Only
25 miles this morning.
Good.
Just I needed a ride, but I didn't have time to do a really long one with going out this afternoon. And I had a nice cup of tea at my parents' house.
Brilliant.
En route.
Yeah, good. So I'm going to end today's video there. Please do check out the road race that I'm organising. Leave a link in the description down below. There are still some spaces in the men's, about 10 at the time of recording, and about 50 in the women's. So if you're either of those categories, feel free to check it out. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button down below. And I'll see you tomorrow for some proper triathlon training.
I think you need to stop saying that now.
I'm going to make it a tagline, I think. Where's cars coming from? Laters.